All right, it's on. Hey, it's the Listener Podcast. The host is here. The co-host is here. I know it's early on Sunday morning, but the co-host has showed up. I got a little bit, but it's all right.
Judgment free zone.
What?
Judgment free zone.
This is the yeah. I'm gonna just take a sip. But I don't introduce my guest, so Joseph, you have to tell them who you are, your own self.
All right. Well, my name's Joe Birch, and I'm Tyrone's brother from another mother. You know how it is. We grew up together. We go way back. We're big wrestling fans, and we're here to cut it up on a little debate day we got going on.
You're gonna get cut up because you forgot who you were dealing with.
Hey, you might as well hand that title right over to me, man.
The champ is here. The champ is here. You forgot. Well, I'm going to remind you today. But first off, I'm just going to set it off by saying that I know that this man is highly ranked amongst all wrestling fans. I know that he's in everybody's at least in the top 10 of everybody's greatest wrestler of all time. I know that. I get that. I understand it. But I'm just here to say that if you really, really analyze and look at the Undertaker's career, my man is like one of the most overrated wrestlers in history. And I don't understand how it can be combated. All right, I'll start off by the easy. I'll start off with the easiest thing, right? Of the Undertaker's career throughout his whole era, how does he rank amongst his counterparts?
Counterpart big guys or
How does he rank?
counterparts overall?
Come on, man. Don't try to spin it with the big guy shit.
Come on, man. You're
We got
talking 6'10", 300+ pounds. You gotta rate him as a big guy. You gotta rate him as a big guy.
Is this the top big guys? No, I'm rating him overall. Overall wrestling. This ain't the top big guy award.
Yeah, but you're talking overrated. You didn't say top guy. He's in the top 10. You said it like how many times just now?
He's probably one of the top. The only big guy I can put over him is probably Hogan. If you think about it. For real, but not as far as wrestling is concerned. But I mean, I'm not saying big guy. I'm saying overall, he's overrated compared to his counterparts. His counterparts ain't just big guys.
Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
If his counterparts are big guys, right? Are you saying that? Let's just go to the wrestling. If you just go to big guys, right? Is he the best big guy wrestler you ever seen?
I would say he's number 2.
Who's better than
you? Hogan is top.
But Hogan not as a wrestler. Hogan's not that good a wrestler.
What are you classifying as a wrestler?
I'm saying in ring.
In ring performance, you can make that argument about anybody. It's all 100% about the gimmick and the spotlight that they got going on.
No. I'm saying this because my point is, if you go to in-ring wrestling as far as big guys, I would say Vader, Bam Bam Bigelow, Brock Lesnar. These guys were better than Undertaker in ring. Brock
Lesnar, 100%.
Van Vader.
Vader's
up there. In-ring. They better than Undertaker. Hogan wasn't better than nobody in ring. He
was a big brute. That's all he had going on. And he had a persona. He knew how to talk. He had a gimmick. And he was able to change, just like the Undertaker throughout his career.
Let's just say, with the Undertaker, who was his counterpart during his era? Okay, you had what? Stone Cold. You had The Rock. You had Hogan. You had Flair. You could say to an extent you had Randy Orton. You could say to an extent you had Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kurt Angle. Now you tell me, if those are the Undertaker's counterparts during his era, whose career out of his counterparts was he better than? What career was Undertaker's better than out of his counterparts?
Man, I don't know about that, man.
Zero.
I mean, you gotta look. You still got the Big Show in there. You got Triple H in there. You got Kane, Orton, Mark Henry, Batista.
But Undertaker's career wasn't better than Undertaker's career was not. It was better than Kane's. Yeah,
absolutely.
Was Undertaker's career better than Stone Cold's?
hold on. You're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin, all right? And you're talking about in-ring performance. Are they that different?
No, but I'm saying
Take the gimmicks out. Take the gimmicks out. 100% open up a can of whoop ass on you. It was all gimmick versus gimmick. The wrestling, you could went hand in hand with Stone Cold.
Listen, let me break something down to you real quick that you're not understanding, okay? I'm going to break it down for the numbers, right? Undertaker was WWE champion 4 times.
Yes, 4 times.
And he was World Heavyweight Champion 3 times, right?
Correct.
That gives him 7 championships as the top guy, correct?
Also a hardcore and a 6-time tag team.
Hold on. Hardcore.
Yeah, we're pulling out all the stats, bro.
The hardcore titles don't fucking count. And the tag team titles don't count. Okay? You know why? The tag team championships don't count. He was teamed up with Kane. He was teamed up with The Rock. He was teamed up with Stone Cold. Those were just bullshit titles. You know that. But I saw them tag team titles in there. That shit wasn't legit.
You pulling out stats, pull out all of them.
That shit wasn't legit.
6 tag.
The tag team championships is not legit, bro. And Stone Cold has those. Rock has those. Everybody has tag team championships.
But do they have 6?
And Shawn Michaels, they all have tag team championships.
Do they have 6?
Undertaker was only the top guy 7 fucking times in his career, right? Randy Orton has 14 of those times. John Cena, how many times was John Cena heavyweight champion?
All right, how many times was Undertaker shelved? How many times was Undertaker shelved due to injury because he's a big guy, the wear and tear? He can't do as much in that period of time as a normal sized guy.
Who thought of that?
Listen, we're just comparing notes here, buddy. He's not no Shawn Michaels.
Right.
But come on. What was one of Shawn Michaels' best matches in his career?
Oh, my God. Wait, time out.
No. Answer the question first.
Well, the 2 against The Undertaker was probably his 2.
WrestleMania 14, when Shawn Michaels jumps off the ropes into a tombstone pile driver. One of the best matches. I'll put that on a top 10 list any day.
Okay, but you want to listen. You want to put it on the top 10 because he was in the ring with Mr. WrestleMania, bro. Like
that is no denial. That is Mr. WrestleMania.
Here's the thing: Stone Cold was riddled with injuries, and Stone Cold still ended up having a better career than Undertaker. He didn't have the longevity, but if you put him career for career, he had more accolades than Undertaker. Undertaker only won the Royal Rumble 1 fucking time, dude. Once.
What happens in the Royal Rumble?
Undertaker doesn't matter.
No. But what happens in the Royal Rumble? They always go for the biggest guy, gang up, and he's out. Look at any Royal Rumble you want.
Hulk Hogan won the Royal Rumble twice.
That's in a different era, though.
Okay, let's think about this. Undertaker got nerfed for Ric Flair. Remember that? Undertaker was brought in to be the rival to Hulk Hogan, right? And then WWE lucked up and got Ric Flair. And then what happened to Undertaker? Got nerfed. Because Ric Flair came in, and Ric Flair could do woo, and he could talk to Hulk Hogan on the mic. Undertaker couldn't do that.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is, if you look at his counterparts, he didn't have a better career than the people who came up in this era. He didn't have a better career than Shawn. He didn't have a better career than Triple H. He didn't have a better career than Stone Cold, The Rock. Even Kurt Angle, you could say, probably had a better career than him.
Kurt Angle is one of my favorites, so I'm biased.
And look at this. Think about this. Stone Cold. Well, not necessarily Stone Cold, but think about this. Think about even somebody like The Miz. The Miz is 2-time Triple Crown. You know what I'm saying? You can say The Miz is better than The Undertaker. You can. I can make an argument for The Miz being better than The Undertaker.
On accolades, yes.
On everything. Better on the mic, better in the ring.
He's definitely better on the mic, but certain guys are better on the mic. I mean,
he's definitely better in the ring too. Miz is better in the ring than the Undertaker. Y'all don't want to admit it, but it's fact.
if you got the Undertaker and Miz, who's winning?
Undertaker's winning.
Undertaker. Undertaker. All right. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. When it comes to streak, come on, man. The largest streak right now.
All right, look. Undertaker can't hold his head on titles because most of the guys during his era that were the top guys got way more championships than him. The tag team titles are bullshit because during that time, they had the Rock and Sock connection. They were teaming anybody up to win tag team championships.
Come on, the Rock and Sock was awesome, man.
Yeah, but you can't count tag team titles. They was just, it wasn't like, he wasn't like going against the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldog, Rock and Roll Express, and none of that shit.
And if he did with Kane, he would have destroyed him.
They was going up against made-up tag teams, dog. He only won the Royal Rumble one time, and he never won none of the other. He never won none of the other titles. He never was European champion, Intercontinental champion, United States championship. He never won none of the mid-card belts. Undertaker never wrestled in the mid-card either.
How you don't put him in a mid-card?
Everybody came
to Brock Lesnar on the mid-card. You don't put Brock Lesnar on the mid-card.
Shawn Michaels may have his career in the mid-card, dude.
I know, because of the fact he couldn't compete with people like The Rock.
Yo, he couldn't compete?
Not on the mic. Not on the mic. Not with the pop that The Rock was getting back then. Not the pop that Stone Cold was getting back then. I'm telling you, it all goes down to the gimmick.
And I'm telling you, okay, it goes down to the gimmick. And that's cool, because now you're helping me make my other point. That Undertaker is only good because of the fucking gimmick. He came up with a great gimmick and it worked.
I will not deny that fact.
So check this. When he was Mean Mark, he was told in WCW, nobody's gonna pay money to see you. You're a bum.
Pretty much.
And when he was with the Skyscrapers, when he was with Dangerous Dan Spider, right? What did Teddy Long always do? Teddy Long was the mouthpiece for them. And then what did he always do? Tell him, Dan. He ain't never say tell him, Mark. He ain't never let the Undertaker talk. Tell him, Dan. Because Undertaker couldn't talk.
Yeah, but how many careers have we seen where a wrestler couldn't talk?
Yeah, and
right, Brock Lesnar. No. How long was it before we saw Brock with even a mic?
And y'all want to give, but you want to give Undertaker credit for changing his gimmick too. But he didn't really. What was that? He just went to a biker dude. He still ain't do nothing.
It's the American Badass, man.
He picked up He came down on a motorcycle and picked a popular song at that time, and that's all he did. He ain't necessarily changed nothing.
It was a change. It might have been small. Doesn't need to be big all the time.
What else you want to give him credit for? Oh, here's the big thing. Y'all want to give Undertaker credit for the streak, right? And if you look at the names on that streak, it's not that impressive, bro.
All right, I'll go down. I got it right here on front of me. We got Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
No.
Right?
Listen, that's the worst one. He was supposed to be brought in to rival Hogan, and his WrestleMania moment was against an old-ass, beat-up Jimmy Snuka. Because Ric Flair came and took all his shine away.
Well, Ric Flair was a generational talent, as we would both agree, right?
Right.
I mean, when the Four Horsemen were out and strong, there was nothing topping that. Then you got Jake the Snake Roberts. All right.
Jake the Snake was old, and Jake the Snake was a nobody. His biggest feud was with Ravishing Rick Rude, and he lost all of those matches. He wasn't formidable. Jake the Snake was a guy that wrestled good enough to put other motherfuckers over. And that's all he did.
And, he had that thing with, what was it, Earthquake, right?
Yeah, and
had a little feud there going. Then you got Giant Gonzalez. Like, do we even really need to talk about that?
One of the worst wrestlers in history.
Yeah, we'll just pass on that one. That doesn't help. Then you got King Kong Bundy.
Retired. Bundy was retired, dog.
You got Diesel.
Before he was Diesel. You got Diesel when he was kind of like still Shawn Michaels' sidekick.
Yeah. Still Diesel.
I mean, come on, man. Come on.
You got Sid Vicious. You got the Kane.
Kane is formidable, but that was the rivalry. You know they was going to let him beat Kane.
Then you got Big Boss Man towards the end of his career.
And Big Boss Man was never nothing anyway. Even in the beginning of his career, Big Boss Man ain't formidable.
He was better in the beginning of his career.
And he didn't win shit. He wasn't somebody that you could be like, oh, that's a big victory.
All right, then you got Triple H.
That was Hunter Hearst Helmsley. That wasn't Triple H.
Still Triple H.
It's a difference. It's the difference between fighting post DX Triple H and fighting Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You know what I'm saying?
So we're on a set. Oh, that's right. Before he got all jacked up on steroids.
I'm just saying. You're saying that Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the guy with the cape and the fucking, that dude is the same post DX Triple H.
No, because he didn't have as much muscle mass. There was no way.
No, he wasn't the King of Kings. He wasn't the game. Now, if it was the game, Triple H, you could count it, but that Hunter Hearst Helmsley, you can't count it.
You got to count it.
It was bullshit. It wasn't the game, though.
Man, you trying to discredit my guy here.
You know what I'm talking about, dude.
All right. The next name, Ric Flair.
Okay, no, here's how I put it to you. If he would have beat Stunning Steve Austin, is Stunning Steve Austin the same as Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No.
That's the same I feel about Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Triple H. They're not the same, bro. Same person, not the same level.
But that's all right because he goes on later on in the career and he does Triple H twice.
Yeah. I'll give you those two.
All right.
Yeah.
Then you got, so the next one on the list, Ric Flair. Woo!
Ric Flair was old though. He was old though. But I hear Ric Flair.
This is WrestleMania 10. This is WrestleMania 10 at this point.
Hold on. We're up to his 10th WrestleMania. And all you got so far is holding your hat on a Hunter Hearst Helmsley match and Ric Flair. That's all you got in 10 WrestleManias.
I mean, I'd give him King Kong Bundy too, even though it's at the end of the career. Like, it was a good match.
Bundy, it was a good match, but Bundy was really essentially retired, bro. He wasn't the King Kong Bundy that fought Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 2.
No, not at all. Not at all. But that was only what? You're talking 2 years later.
Listen.
You're talking 2 years difference.
Okay, so in 10 WrestleMania, he's got 3 credible matches.
I give him 3 solids.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we got now this one's
we're not bringing that up. You can skip over that A-Train Big Show. You can skip over that.
Like, come on, man. Then you got Kane again.
Yeah.
Again, the rivalry, it was strong. So that worked. Then you got my man Randy Orton.
I'll give you Randy Orton only because it was doing that Legend Killer thing.
No, it was an awesome match.
Yeah, and he was the Legend Killer at the time, so it was a good program. Everything was good about it. So I'll give you that. But let's not act like that was the Randy Orton that we know today. That was an RKO Randy Orton, but I'll give you that.
Then you got Mark Henry.
Boo. Boo.
I could fall asleep during that match.
Yeah, and that was when Mark Henry got that so-called push he got. The one, I guess that was his token push.
When he was like walking in, destroying people and leaving. Like,
it was a token Mark Henry push. I mean, if you want to credit it, you can credit it. It wasn't a good match. And Mark Henry is nobody for real.
All right, then you got Batista.
Boom. That was a bad match too. And Batista ain't nobody.
Batista was somebody.
Where do you
I'm
put
not
Batista?
a fan of Batista. I'm not even on a front like I am. As a wrestler, he did okay.
You think Batista is a formidable person in wrestling history?
I mean, he's in the discussions.
I think Batista got titles shots only because he was a big guy. You could throw him. He looked good. You could throw him in there.
Well, you're saying that the same thing about the Undertaker.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is not disrespect to the Undertaker. You know I love him, but I'm just saying we can overrate this guy. That's all my point is.
We can all overrate somebody over a gimmick.
But he was clearly better than Batista, though. Come on, man.
I mean, we could clearly name probably about 5 superstars that you absolutely can't hate that you think are overrated.
Who, Cena?
No, you. I'll start with one current one for you. Yeah.
He ain't overrated. He's right where he needs to be. I'll tell you right now, LA Knight is corny. He's got a good gimmick, but he ain't that good. He'll never go down as one of the greats.
No, he'll never. Well, he's also hopping into WWE in the over 40 category.
Nobody's overrating him. Everybody knows where he stands. They just liking and being overrated ain't the same thing, Joseph. I'm talking about overrated. Undertaker's put in some people's top 5 lists, and I don't think he belongs there.
I don't know if he belongs in the top 5. I mean, some of the guys we mentioned.
Okay, go ahead. You got Edge.
You got Edge.
Legit
push.
Legit. But Edge is a funny one. Do you think Undertaker's career was better than Edge's career?
Because he went to AEW, yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yes.
You know what that feels like? That feels like, remember when Charles Barkley was chasing a championship and he went to Phoenix, then he went to Houston, and he just kept trying to chase that championship and he never got it. That's how I feel about Edge going to AEW. Like, dude, you had enough respect and then you disrespected yourself.
He went from going out here at the ceiling to just bottoming out.
Right.
Like, that was career suicide for him.
That's what I said.
And then you got your man.
You got the 2 Shawn Michaels matches.
And come on, we cannot discard those matches.
You can't.
14 was a classic.
You got the 2, and then you got the 2 Triple H matches.
That's right.
And
which again, Triple H, not Hunter Hearst.
Right. And then CM Punk.
You know how I feel about Punk.
Okay. So in the 21 matches of the street, you got about 6 of them. That was credible.
No, we had 3. We had 3 in the top 10.
Yeah, no, you got 9.
Then you got to get Ric Flair, both.
No.
You got Flair, Kane, Orton, both Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and then Edge. So that's 8 more. So you're at 11.
Okay, 11. 11 out of the 21. And we hold my man Pat on this streak.
But let's keep going. It ain't over there. The streak may be over now that we talk about Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, let's talk about Brock Lesnar. Because Brock Lesnar was probably Undertaker's greatest rival, correct?
Absolutely, hands down.
And he lost that rivalry. Hands down, lost it.
Lost it.
Right? His biggest rivalry, he did not win. Brock was better.
But before that, you would have to say that HBK they had that feud going.
HBK was his biggest rival before Brock?
I would think so, looking at this list. Unless you want to say and make the argument of Kane.
No. Kane was brought in to ride with Undertaker, but it wasn't no real rivalry. Like, after that first initial battle between them, it was over. You know what I mean? They had a couple of matches. I would say Mankind more than Kane.
Mick Foley was an absolute genius.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that. We can hold our hat on those matches with Mick Foley, those 3 matches with Mankind, and the trade and the Paul Bearer. It was great storytelling. But let's be clear. Mick Foley was the star in those matches.
100% right. When Mick Foley, you look it up. There's an interview out there where Mick Foley said he looked at the Undertaker and said, "Throw me off."
Right.
Hands down, Mick Foley put him over. Like,
Mick Foley was injured in that match that so bad that they had to take him out on a stretcher. And he literally got off the stretcher and went. He wasn't supposed to do that. He got off the stretcher and went back to finish the match. Mick
Yeah, it
Foley
was
literally lost it.
insane.
He literally had a tooth come out of his lip.
Yep.
Finish that match. Like, yeah, we put that match. That is a classic match, and we can say Undertaker performed in that match, but he wasn't the star.
He was not the star. I agree with that.
So you want to go on and say that he did beat Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. He did beat John Cena at WrestleMania. He did beat AJ Styles after the whole streak thing, you know.
Roman Reigns.
He didn't beat Roman Reigns.
But he fought him.
Good match.
Good match. And he also fought Shane McMahon.
Come on, man. We going to count Shane McMahon?
It's a WrestleMania match on the Undertaker's,
I love Shane. But Shane ain't nobody you can count to, like, say, the formidable opponent. Shane just goes in there and gets wrecked. He's good at getting wrecked, though. I give him that. Shane is good at getting wrecked, bro.
And the coast to coast.
Yeah, the coast to coast is awesome.
Like Shane O'Mac, man. You can say what you want.
With that, John.
Shane O'Mac, you could make an argument as special guest appearances. He's one of the guys.
Shane puts it on the line, dude. I ain't gonna lie about that. In the ring, Shane does put it on the line, man. But no, he's not formidable. So that's what I'm saying. So we hold our head on the street. It ain't that impressive. He's about 50%.
Well, you got the streak.
The streak is about 50% good, 50% bad, right?
Agreed with that.
Compared to his counterparts, he's had less titles than every one of them. He's only been the top guy 7 times. He doesn't have any mid-card championships. The tag team championships we don't count. He only got 1 Royal Rumble win. So compared to all his counterparts, Undertaker's not that dude.
I mean, I agree when you go apples to apples. I mean,
so here it is. Yeah, I think I'm be holding on to this.
For now.
I think I've won this fight. I mean, not for nothing. Not for nothing, though. We gotta. I mean, there is a thing to say. Like, he pulled off that gimmick, and a lot of guys wouldn't have been able to pull off that gimmick.
Oh, I agree with that too. The gimmick was big, the big seller, especially during the Attitude Era. Like, you had so many good gimmicks out there. You had Stone Cold, you had The Rock. Before The Rock, you had the Nation of Domination, even.
But also, he was a good locker room guy too. They always talked about how he was a leader in the locker room. He took guys under his wing. They talked about how he wanted to fucking kill Shawn Michaels. You know what I mean?
I think there was a little bit of hatred there at one point.
Well, there was. Shawn Michaels was not respecting the business, and Undertaker didn't play that shit. You know what I mean? So he was a good locker room guy. He was a good motivational guy. We forget what he did for Viscera. Mabel was on his way out. And he brought him into that little acolyte thing. We forget that he started the APA. Let's remember that too. Undertaker was a part of that. He brought in Edge and Christian. Remember, they were the Brood and all that stuff with Gangrel. I mean, he's done a lot for the business with Edge and Christian. He kickstarted their career. He gave Mabel another chance as Viscera. You know what I mean? He started the APA and all that. And look what happened with John. What's his name? John Layfield, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, I'm not taking. This was not a hate thing. I wasn't taking nothing away from him. I'm just saying that the accolades don't equal the praise. A little bit.
All right, so top 5.
Who
do you got?
Undertaker's not top. Undertaker's not even close.
No. Who is your top 5?
Well, who's my number 1. It's ultimately the greatest wrestler of all time. The GOAT is definitely the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Without a doubt about it. There's no one better. In my opinion. So Shawn Michaels is my number 1, right? And then you gotta have Flair. you kind of gotta have Hogan for what he done in the '80s to Hogan changed the
Come on,
business.
man. When he came back out with NWO, when he went to WCW,
No, I mean, I gotta give credit to Hogan. So there's three. Then it gets tricky because I hate Cena, and I can't not hate Cena,
you
and I
can't
can't.
deny what he has done.
Yeah, but is it better than Stone Cold? Though
Yes,
it is, ain't
it is.
it? It is. Okay,
Unfortunately, I'm a big Stone Cold fan. You know that.
so then it's Cena, right? And now, so do I put Stone Cold fifth, I guess, or do I put The Rock?
You still got guys back then that
Then
still could be.
you got guys that should be top five but can't be. Like when you think about Dusty Rhodes, you think that Dusty Rhodes should be top five, but you can't do it. You know what I mean? Like
Their accolades don't match.
right. But Dusty was really good, man. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
Dusty never won the big title.
You know? So you got guys sometimes that you just be like, man, them guys were so good, but they just didn't get the right pushes or whatever. But I'm gonna take The Rock over Stone Cold. There you go. There's my top five. And I don't want Hogan in it at all, but I can't deny him.
Yeah, you can't deny Hogan, and I won't argue Hogan. I won't argue Flair at all. Like the
You
nature
won't
of
argue Shawn.
there's no argument.
You won't argue Shawn.
Shawn Michaels, yeah, you can't argue him.
So
It's just that fifth on who you want in the top fifth, and you know what I mean.
it's only like Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, maybe Kurt Angle, but I don't think Kurt Angle can get there.
No, I don't think Kurt Angle could get there, but he could definitely get in the top 10.
Yeah. Rock can get in the top 10. Undertaker can break the top 10, just because of the longevity and what he's done. But
But where does Orton land?
oh, well, let's just think about it.
Like, is he top 10? Is he 5? Like you put him and Stone Cold side by side, and you could have a viable argument.
Orton didn't have the impact of a Stone Cold, though.
Correct, but he also didn't get the storyline pushes like Stone Cold. The Attitude Era Stone Cold was so fucking big. Like, it was amazing. Like, think about Stone Cold. Him and Booker T in the supermarket.
But see,
right?
this is where it gets funny. This is where it all gets muffled because if you look at the accolades, Orton is way ahead of Stone Cold, accolade-wise. And Orton has done just as much as Stone Cold for the business, you know what I'm saying? But it's just Orton didn't have the same impact. Just like The Miz. I could easily put Miz in my top 10 just based on what he's done and how long he's been in the business and all that. But nobody's putting Miz in the top 10. Because Miz just don't look like that dude. You know what I mean? We don't think of Miz as this great wrestler, even though he's a Triple Crown winner like twice, and even though he's won every title, and even though he has more accolades than most guys in the business, and he's been around long, and he's done everything correctly, but we don't ever think about Miz.
All right, so here's a twist. Let me throw a little twist. Accolades out of the picture. Who's your top 5 wrestlers in the ring?
Accolades out of the picture?
Accolades and gimmicks out of the picture.
Then Shawn's still there. Flair's still there. And then I got to go Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect. And then I can officially say Randy Orton. Because Randy Orton.
Man, I got to say, I'm kind of disappointed at your list.
I mean, you got to put Shawn and Flair there as some of the best
top 2 guys. 1 and 2. Owen Hart. Because Owen Hart is a better wrestler than Bret Hart. And Chris Benoit. Despite what he did outside the ring, Chris Benoit.
I was thinking about him, but I just can't.
I know. I hate what he did, but in the ring, you can't dispute what he can do.
But how you disappointed my list though? I got Mr. Perfect.
Mr.
I
Perfect
got,
was dead on because he was
and
on me my number 3. Flair would have been my number 4. And then 5 would have been tricky for me. Because then do you go back old school? Do you go like Kevin Von Erichs?
you go Ricky Steamboat.
You could go Ricky Steamboat, yeah, the Dragon. Like, there was a bunch of technical wrestlers that never really got that push or the accolades that they.
Hey, you know what? I'll take Randy Orton out, and I'll put in Macho Man.
There you go, another guy.
I'll put in Macho Man.
Like, it opens up a wide discussion and a wide debate on, hey, these guys were really good.
Only reason why Macho Man came is because he only got that one push at the top guy, and it didn't last long because he couldn't outshine Hogan. You know what I mean?
And at that time, I don't think anybody was outshining Hogan.
I know, but Macho Man spent his whole career under Hogan's shadow, where if Hogan didn't exist, Macho Man probably would have been the top guy in wrestling. But he was under Hulk Hogan's little shadow, man. He couldn't get out of it. Even when he went to WCW.
That was huge shadow, dude. Hulkamania was running wild.
I know, even when Macho went to WCW, Hulk Hogan came over there with the NWO, and Macho had to join it. Like, he had to join the NWO to stay relevant. I was just like, damn, this is fucked up. I know in real life, Macho Man probably wanted to kill Hulk Hogan. Like, he probably wanted to kill him.
I mean, I wouldn't deny that fact. Macho Man was a little crazy, We all know he had his problems.
But then you got guys like Cena. Cena should be top 5 for real. I just don't like dude. I don't like Cena.
The thing about Cena was, other than, the hip hop artist Cena, he never reinvented himself.
No.
It got stale. He never went heel.
Did
it? Refused to go heel. And I'm going to say this right now. If Cody Rhodes does not go heel eventually in his career, we will be having this conversation in 5 to 10 years that he was overrated.
But here's the thing about Cena though. He didn't go heel, but what he did was smart. Because even though he didn't go heel, what happened was later in his career when he started taking those breaks helped him. Because he was going for a while, he was out the limelight, and then that pop. Every time Cena came back, that pop was like outrageous, dude. You know what I mean? And so not going heel, yeah, he should have, but taking him time out and coming back created a whole new aura for him. You know what I mean?
It did, because Cena's the guy that was putting into work week after week after week. Like, he's doing something similar to what Cody's doing now. Every week, he's cutting a promo. Every week, he's involved in something. Like, he's the face of the organization. And that's what Cody Rhodes is right now. Until the civil war between the bloodline comes.
Yeah, well,
but
that's what I don't like. Cody Rhodes is working himself out of work. Remember when Hogan was champion? The only time he defended that title was either on a Saturday Night's Main Event or at a pay-per-view. And now there's so many the pay-per-views used to be spread out 3 or 4 months apart. Now there's 12, 13 pay-per-views a year, and Cody Rhodes will defend his belt on a Monday Night Raw. So you're talking about a guy taking on at least 10 different guys a year. When you don't have 10 different guys at that level. So he's working himself out of work. He's working himself out of storylines and everything.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, what WWE did with Roman Reigns was genius.
Yeah, I didn't mind that at all.
Genius. He'd come out, he'd cut a promo every couple weeks. You see that he was backstage doing little promos. Like, he had guys in the tag team. Like, the fraction really worked for Roman.
They essentially made Roman Reigns Ric Flair. Remember Ric Flair was in the Horsemen, and Ric Flair was basically like, I'm the leader of the Horsemen. They doing all my dirty work. Like, the Horsemen are getting busy, but I'm the man behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
basically turned him into like Ric Flair. When Ric Flair was leader of the Horsemen, Ric Flair ain't do much. He talked a bunch of shit, then he sent the Horsemen out to do the dirty work.
It works.
It works.
It works.
And people complain. People complained about Roman not defending the title. I'm like, we don't want your champion fighting every week. Intercontinental title, that's good because the Intercontinental champion can fight anybody. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a formidable opponent. The Intercontinental champion can come out. That's why when Gunther was fighting everybody, it didn't matter. Gunther could fight. Apollo Crews could make a good fight for Gunther. You know, Xavier Woods. You can do all that.
But when it's your top guys a rest.
Yeah, but when it's world champion, you only have about 6 guys that you can legit fight. So Roman fighting every week or Roman fighting every pay-per-view defending that title never makes sense. And now they're doing it with Cody, and now Cody's got to fight guys he ain't supposed to fight. And then the way they're doing it is so crazy because they're like, oh, Cody's going to fight Kevin Owens. And they're basically telling us that they fucked up and they ran out of guys. Because Kevin Owens is saying, wait, I don't deserve this title shot. I ain't even been doing shit. So
there's no storyline up to it.
So WWE is basically telling us that they don't have opponents for Cody. Cody simply just picked Kevin Owens.
Is Cody scheduled for Bash at Berlin?
Yeah, against Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
You might as well just gave him Sami Zayn a title shot.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Because we know now. Kevin Owens is not going to get put over on Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes beating Kevin Owens does nothing in his career at all. Nothing. We don't care. We don't want him to beat Kevin Owens. That's his friend. So it's stupid. But here's the thing. I don't think that match is going to end in a decision. I think the Bloodline or somebody's going to fuck that match up. Because there's no reason to have Cody beat Kevin, and we know Kevin ain't beating Cody, so they're going to fuck that match up now. They're going to fuck it up.
Yeah, they're going to figure it out, but it's just like you got to prolong these title shots.
It's just like giving Gunther a match with Randy Orton right now. I don't like that neither because we know Randy. You want to show Randy Orton respect, and you don't think that Randy Orton should be putting over Gunther at this point in his career. I don't think he should. But the fact of the matter is, Gunther can't lose that title this fast. So he has to beat Randy.
Yeah, because if Gunther loses this match, Gunther's out of TV for a good bit. Because what are you going to do with him? Who else is there ready to go? Like,
and Gunther can't. Can he go to? Can Gunther go to SmackDown and start a program with Cody? That could be good.
You could. And when's the draft? The draft's a little bit.
Yeah, the draft a little bit, but I'm just saying maybe Gunther can go to Adam Pearce and be like, hey, I want Cody Rhodes or something. I don't know how they could spin it, but that would be good.
I mean, both Money in the Banks cashed in. So you have nothing for that storyline for the rest of the year. And it's like, I don't know.
How do we
shut that off a little too early?
What turns Cody heel though? Should they bring Brandy back? Should they bring Brandy in and have somebody disrespect her or something?
See, the whole thing.
Yo, somebody should kick his dog. Somebody should kick that dog. That would set him off. I'm just saying. If they brought the dog in and somebody kicked it.
Yeah, but it's not good for TV. You would have all the animal rights activists.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying.
I mean, you would really have to plan a heel turn, but the problem with that is that from my understanding, he left AEW because AEW said, hey, listen, we got nothing else for you. You need to turn heel. And Cody refused. So is he going to refuse to turn heel? Is he going to be able to reinvent himself in another manner? I mean, we would all love to see a great Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton grudge.
Yeah, but
that means Randy.
Randy is the ultimate heel. So in that situation, it would have to be Randy to be the bad guy.
So is the Kevin Owens, Cody fight a setup for
Randy to
Roman to trade in, drop an RKO on somebody, and walk out like he does?
Yeah, but I don't think so because he's got a match with Gunther. So he loses the match to Gunther and then fucks with Cody's match. That would be cool because he's supposed to be cool with Cody. He's supposed to be cool with KO. So whichever one he attacks is going to be like, oh no, Randy's the asshole again.
Yep.
It works.
I mean, it always works with Randy. But do I see that happening? Probably not.
No. But Cody, is Cody thinking that he can be John Cena? Is he thinking that?
I think that's like a must. I think that's a must. That would be a perfect 3-4 month filler of him and Cody. Excuse me, and Cody.
I mean,
building up a
what
fight.
Can turn Cody heel though? Like, what would turn Cody heel? I can't see it because he's all whoa. He's all like this guy that has all these values, all these morals, all of this everything. He's like Hogan. You know what I mean? And yeah, it took the NWO thing to turn Hogan heel, but what turned Cody heel? Like, Cody ain't about to be joining like the Judgment Day or anything.
No, the Judgment Day is just
does Cody become a part of the new bloodline? Like Roman's going to need a team for that Civil War. Does Cody volunteer to join that team, and then him and Roman have a little?
I don't know. Jimmy and Jay are going to get back together eventually.
Yeah.
They failed Jay with not getting him a title.
No. I told you. See, this is why I got this. This is why I'm the champ. Because I said to y'all, when everybody was saying main event Jey Uso, I said, he ain't that. He ain't that. And he still ain't that. And y'all can't make him that. And that's what I said. And that's why I got this, Joseph. That's why I'm shit.
So you're telling me Jay isn't Intercontinental Championship worthy?
No, he's not.
I don't know if I agree with that.
He can't hold. Sami Zayn wasn't Intercontinental Championship worthy. We thought he was, but then when he got the title, it was like, wah, wah, wah. It was lackluster, dude.
It was the same old Sami Zayn. And I like Sami Zayn. I like him out of the ring. I like who he is and what he stands for. Like, he's a good dude. In the ring, sometimes I'm just like, can we get Sami Zayn a solid tag team in the tag team division and keep him there? Like a solid tag team. Like, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are a tag team. Like, can Kevin Owens hold his own? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, does Kevin Owens get another title run? Probably not. Put him in a tag team with Sami Zayn. You have another solid tag team in the division.
But that's the same thing I think about Jey Uso, dude. I just can't. He can't hold his own as a champion to me. It just don't feel right. Don't look right. Ain't nothing right about it. And maybe they should have put him in for the United States Championship. Maybe they should have put him into the Intercontinental Championship, but they put him in the main title picture, and that was a bad idea, bro.
It was a horrible idea. Like, yes, he was getting a pop, but so was LA Knight at the time. You don't put him in the main event picture.
Jey Uso gets a pop because Yeet is funny, and that song is kind of cool. And that whole, people like when they get to participate. So that whole hands up, hands down thing, it's kind of cool. People enjoy it. But as far as like in ring and as far as like on the mic, people don't care about Jey Uso.
Oh, he's funny on the mic. He proved that he's funny on the mic.
But they don't care. Nobody cares. Miz was funny on the mic. Nobody cares about that at the end of the day.
Man, the Miz put over so many people. It's not even funny.
R-Truth is hilarious, but nobody that don't make him. If R-Truth won a belt, people would be like, "Boo!" They didn't want him as champion.
Come on, man. He was like he has the most title wins out of everybody.
For that 24/7 belt. Come on,
Yeah.
man. They gave him that. I appreciate what they did for R-Truth. They do give him props for putting in his hard work. You know what I mean? But we all knew.
Absolutely. WWE really shows, hey, you loyal to us,
Yeah,
we'll fit you in there.
But we all knew R-Truth wasn't no top level guy. And then the same thing for Jey Uso. He's not that dude. He can't carry the company, bro.
But R-Truth, man, I feel like he's that guy that I want to see every so many months to bring a smile to my face and do something stupid.
Yeah, but dude,
I mean, how funny and how fun was it when R-Truth was trying to join the Judgment Day?
He thought he was in there. He didn't try to join. He was in the Judgment Day.
Like, it was hilarious. Like, it was just great. And Dirty Dom, man.
No, the funny
Dirty Dom is going to get some type of recognition down the road. But I think he's really playing the part.
The funniest thing to me was when R-Truth thought that DIY was DX.
Yes. Hey,
like,
Sean.
They were Shawn Michaels in Triple H. But here's the thing. So, So Roman Reigns now, right? He's good as a heel. He's not good as a babyface, right? So with this bloodline thing going on, where is that going to put Roman? Because I don't want to see him back as a babyface. That's going to be terrible.
No, really, he's going to be spun that way. And I think it's going to perceive that he's babyface. But I also think deep down inside that he's going to eventually turn back to heel very soon after this bloodline dispute.
What about Seth Rollins? What do they do with him? They don't have nothing else to do with Seth right now either.
Let Seth take a couple months off. Bring him back heel. Seth heel is clutch.
Yeah.
Like I love Seth. Like I loved all his gimmicks, his persona, the way he vibes with the crowd. You got to bring him back heel.
But you got to bring him back heel in a way where it's like serious though. Like he can't be laughing, he can't be smiling, he can't be making jokes. Like Seth has to come back and be like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. Like I'm serious now. I'm going to hurt some people. You know what I mean? Like sort of like almost like somebody getting their ass kicked Mark Henry style type shit.
And it's going to be very interesting because of the fact there's a lot of question marks in WWE right now. What's going to happen with the Judgment Day? What's going to happen with, the bloodline? What's going to happen with the Wyatt Sick?
What's going to happen with Becky Lynch? Is she coming back?
What's today's date? Hold on, is it? So AEW is tonight. So if Becky Lynch is going to AEW or Shane McMahon is going to be in AEW, I think something big would happen tonight. They're over in Wembley Stadium. Like it's going to be a huge event.
Wait, there was England's or rumors about Becky Lynch going to AEW? Dude, that sounds ridiculous.
It would be the worst move in her history.
She would not. Hold on. Why would anybody think she would do that when WWE's been good to her and her husband, and they still work? Why would she do that?
Listen, I'm just hearing on the whisper gossip mill on online, and they still leave it open. They're saying it's highly unlikely, but it's possible. The biggest worry is that Shane McMahon goes to AEW.
Well, who cares?
Why would you care, you ask? Good question. Why would people care? Good question. Because of the fact Shane could be a pawn for Vince buying out AEW.
Vince can't buy nothing, bro.
Vince can buy out AEW. And he would use Shane to do it because Shane does not have a no complete cause with the TKO group.
The Khans got more money than Vince.
Listen, there's always a dollar tag attached to everything in life. If you want it bad enough, you pay for it, they'll sell it.
I can't see that happen. Well, you know what? Tony Khan might actually win out because I think he's starting to realize that he's been over his head a little bit. And
over WWE.
He might actually win out, but I don't think they would ever sell to Vince. And you know what? You could be right because Shane technically is not Vince because Shane gave up all his WWE ties. He gave up all his shares in the company.
A while ago. Like he said, I don't want to live under my dad's shadow.
He publicly said he don't want nothing to do with it. So technically he's not Vince. You know what I'm saying? But man, that would be crazy.
I mean, there's unbelievable talent over there at AEW that's just falling flat. The storylines, the gimmicks.
But that's why I love Christian, because I always said Christian was a great wrestler. Christian was good on the mic. Christian was a cool dude, and WWE gave him a little bit of a push, but he wasn't. I feel like Christian was disrespected. So for him to go to AEW and just take on that role as like a veteran leadership, get his own little thing going on, and become that dude, like Christian's killing it over there, and I appreciate that he was able to end his career like that. He did the reverse Edge. He went over there and built up himself. Edge went over there and tore himself down.
Yeah, but Edge wanted to be the guy in the main event.
He can't.
Christian didn't want that. No. Christian wanted to be involved in the business. And he is. Like, he even won a title. He fights every once in a while. But, you know, he's there to put over, you know, Luchasaurus.
Christian didn't win no title, bro.
What?
Christian didn't win no title. He was TNT champion. He didn't win it. Luchasaurus gave him that belt.
Yeah, well, you know, same difference.
It wasn't like the finger poke of doom, though. It wasn't like that.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight. I mean, what do you got? MJF and Ospreay is the main event, I believe.
Remember when Shawn Michaels was Intercontinental and Heavyweight Champion, and he had that match with Triple H for the Intercontinental title? That was some of the funniest shit I ever seen. Because they act like they were going to fight, and it's like they're both in DX, and Shawn Michaels just going to give him that belt. We already knew he was going to get it. But
he's like, I can't defend 2 titles.
They spent 5 minutes in that match, like really thinking, like people were really like, is they gonna get it on? Like, is they really gonna fight for that belt?
And it was like, ah.
And then Shawn Michaels act like he was shocked after he got pinned.
Yeah, that was some funny stuff.
I was like, this is hilarious, dude. But I don't know where wrestling is going. But
well, all I can say is my client, Brock Lesnar, needs to come back. They need to figure out a way to bring him back. He wasn't proven guilty of jack shit. Like, yes, he entertained and he text messaged, you know, the young lady, but that's all they got.
But like I said, though, I'm just saying that when you have a business like that, and you have women like that, and you have rumors, and you have actual proof that there are, and I'm not trying to disrespect women when I say this, but there are promiscuous women in the wrestling industry, right? And we saw it with Paige, and Paige was the number one. Because when her personals got leaked, Paige was doing all kinds of shit with all kinds of people, right? So when you're in a business in a world where there are women who were the caliber of Paige doing all of that kind of shit, what makes you think that an office girl wouldn't be? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's just odd for me, all right? We went, how many years did she claim this was going on?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like 6 years.
6 years. 6 years you were getting flowers from Vince and gifts, so to speak.
Shopping sprees, all that shit.
And, you know, you pretty much paint yourself as a prostitute for 6 years.
Right.
Like, you don't wake up one day and then have murals and like, yeah, he treats me like I'm his property or whatever the case may be.
This ain't about morals. This is about when Vince got rid of her, she was going to tell people, and Vince said, no, listen, sign this NDA and I'll give you $3 million and we'll put it on the hush. And then she only got $1 million out of that 3, and she got pissed off about not getting the money. That's what this is about. She didn't get all the money that she was promised. And so that's where this comes from. This ain't about her morals. This ain't about her being treated bad. This is about Vince didn't give me all my money. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, when you're in a world like that, of course, if Vince knows I got this whore and people like her, he can go, hey, Tom, he can call me up and be like, hey, Tyrone, this girl, she's willing to do anything. Here's her number, give her a call. I don't know what Vince is telling her. I don't know what Vince is telling John. I don't know what Vince is telling the rest of the people in the office. So when he gives me her number and I call her, I'm thinking, hey, this is just a hookup. So Brock didn't have to know that he was part of this whole conspiracy thing. He could have just thought he was getting the hookup.
Yeah, and how many, again, nothing against women on this case, but how many women are willing to do whatever it takes to advance their career or advance their life or their status? Like, not saying that guys wouldn't as well. I mean, I'm sure if the roles were reversed, guys would probably do the same exact thing. But it's like it was 6 years and then
dude, I promise you right now, if Linda McMahon called me right now, I'd be down there eating that old ass snatch.
I mean, hey, if it's gonna get me a spot in the WWE main office over in Sanford, Connecticut, like, let's go.
I'll be like, hey, Linda, I called her back for sure.
Even Linda knew what was going on. Like, you definitely know Linda knew.
Yeah. But like I said, it's objective. And like I said before, when I started this, I wasn't here to disrespect the Undertaker. I was just here to put a different perspective on his career. Because, everybody just holds him in high regard as this great wrestler, this great guy. And he is. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I'm just saying that if you base it on his accolades and his counterparts, Undertaker's not that dude that we're saying that he is. I think you can make an argument for him being very much so overrated. That's all I was saying when I started this.
And with your point of view, I mean, you do got some good points of view, and it all comes down to the fan. Everybody has their favorites, and everybody's going to have a different top 10, and everybody else is going to have, hey. Are we talking about AWA? Are we talking NWA? Are we talking about WWF, WWE? We could go through that as well. So, I mean.
But you know what I found interesting during this conversation, right? Is that we never, we thought that WCW was a big WWE rivalry, right? But then when we started going into our top 10, there was no real WCW guys. Like, I couldn't think of none to put in there. I know Kurt Hennig was there for a little while. I know you got the Barry Windhams. I know Ricky Steamboat was in the NWA, WCW for a little while. But I can't think of no top WCW guys that I can put on this list.
Well, you got a lot of transfers.
Yeah, but even so, we can count
NWO Sting.
We can count Flair. You know what? I'm gonna tell you no lie. Sting doesn't cut it.
King, he has gimmicks. He's a gimmick guy.
He doesn't cut it for me. Surfer Sting and his beef with the Four Horsemen for a while, that was a good thing. And then Sting kind of went away.
Then you had Surfer Sting, then you had NWO Sting.
Yeah, it was cool, but Sting doesn't cut it for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you do have Flair, who came from WCW, but I'm just saying, like, we can't put Barry Windham in none of those lists. We can't put, we just was talking about how Dusty Rhodes don't have the accolades to to be put up top here. You know what I mean?
And believe me, he's better than a lot of people.
You know, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson were great wrestlers, but they were always stuck under that Four Horsemen Ric Flair tree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like Booker T was a great WCW wrestler, but he got all his accolades in WWE, you know, so we can't, so it's hard.
Yeah, WCW didn't have too many homegrown or indie guys that they helped build up or anything. I mean,
Yeah, even Jericho. When Jericho got good, he came over to WWE, you know what I'm saying? With Jericho, too. Jericho's top 10 worthy. Maybe. Hey, Jericho versus Miz. Who you got?
Ooh. Well, I had to go with the Miz, man. I had to go with my man.
That was tough. But I think that's it. I think I won clearly. You know? I told you not to do it, but you know.
You know, you got to make an argument.
Yeah, I knew you were the guy to do it. I knew you were the one to make the argument. You know what I mean? But all right, so that's it. Glad for you coming here. I don't have any shout outs this week. I mean, shout out to the WWE, shout out to wrestling, shout out to wrestling fans in general. Shout out to the couple of people that were in and out of here. And thanks for coming, brother. I love you a lot. You know, you're one of my favorite.
Man, it's never a problem. You know, let me give a shout out to signedbysuperstars.com. If you guys want some autograph wrestle memorabilia, that's the place to go. Talk to my man Rob and Mike out there. But other than that, man, that's it.
All right, I'm going to end this.
To the next one, man.
Thank you. What next? What next one you gonna be one? Another wrestling one, or you got something else to talk about?
Yeah, no, we'll do another wrestling one.
Okay, good. I don't talk to you about shit else because you. I'm just all right, man. I'll see you
later.
Oh shit.